We start with a story that we thought might never reach its conclusion. Gareth Bale is now reportedly close to joining Spurs, ready to leave Real Madrid. Finally, his agent, Jonathan Barnett, has said this is the closest Bale is to leaving Madrid since he's been there. Julien, Frank Leboeuf joining us now. Jules, is this really it? Finally going to happen?
It is, my friend, it is. He's waiting in Madrid, ready to jump on his private jet to come back to London to have his medical and sign his contract. Most likely to be a loan deal, and the two clubs right now are working out who's going to pay what in terms of wages, because let's not forget, he earns a lot of money. He's on 16 million euros net, which is around almost £600,000 a week, which is really a lot of money. So I think they do 50-50. Maybe Madrid pays a little bit more than the 50-50. They just need to work this out. But there's no doubt now, really, things have gone so well in the negotiations that there's really no doubt, unless something dramatic happens, that Gareth Bale will play for Tottenham again this season.
Frank, from the Spurs perspective, I mean, is this the player Tottenham needs?
Well, if it's Gareth Bale that we all knew that the Gareth Bale who left Tottenham and after, was concerned about football when he was playing for Real Madrid. Yes, of course. I mean, it's a plus. It's a bit of nostalgia, I would say, coming from the chairman, Mr. Levy, willing to bring back Bale to his former club. So I don't know if it's going to work, but it's an opportunity, even if they can sort out the wage problem. It's going to be a plus. And when you have Bale, Kane, and Son at front, I mean, you can dream of something fantastic. And that's what we wish to Spurs. Now, what will be their spirits? I don't know. What will be Bale's spirit and Bale mentality? I don't know either. We'll have to see and, wait and see him playing for Spurs if we want to have an answer.
Jules, Spurs is betting big on Gareth Bale. He's 31 years old, just 14 starts last season. How much is left? Fair question, right?
Yeah, you're right, and I think it's a fair question. I think it's a question that Daniel Levy and Jose Mourinho ask themselves and their staff. Is it a big gamble? Is it a small gamble? Is it worth taking the gamble? We will know soon, I think. But one thing I think we can't doubt is that he must be hungry. He must want to come back home. He must want to come back to the UK. He must want to come back to the Premier League. He probably feels it's the right time now. Otherwise, he would have tried to do it last year or the summer before that, or even the summer before that. And I think the fact that he's ready to come back and leave arguably the greatest club in the world to go back to Spurs, where really everything started after Southampton, I think that speaks volume. And I think what we can't doubt is that desire and that hunger. I think he would be hungry, otherwise he would not come back. For the rest, for the fitness, because he's also had injuries, for the kind of level, and if he can respond to the pace and the way the Premier League is being played now 7 years after he left. Of course, I think they're genuine questions. I think he's still a very, very good player, an incredible talent. And I think if he's in the right state of mind, which I really believe he is, then he can be a success there. Let's see how Mourinho uses him, where he plays, how he's settling in, and how he gets on with Kane and Son and everybody else in the team, because I still think that they need to still strengthen the squad in other positions. But if you can sign Gareth Bale and he's in that kind of good spirit, I don't think you can pass if you're Spurs.
All right, Frank, one of the producers on our show, huge Spurs fan, massive, won't stop talking about it. He's over the moon excited. Should he be? Should Spurs fans genuinely be excited about this signing and what it means?
They have to. I mean, they have to. It's like a kid coming back home, and we all know that Bale has in his feet everything needed to please any Spurs fans. That's for sure. Again, what will be his state of mind? Will he be ready up for making efforts like he didn't do for the past 2-3 years? Did he lose that? I guess he lost a little bit of pace, but he can, mix that with the experience. We saw Ronaldo changing his game and being still a fantastic player. So I guess, and I want to think that Bale is as smart as Ronaldo and being capable of changing something in his game, but bringing fantastic power at the front of the attack of the Spurs. So yes, everything is possible. Yes, you have the right to dream about a bright future if you're a Spurs fan. But again, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait. What's going to happen with Mourinho? What kind of tactics they're going to play? You know, when I see the body language of Kane and Son last game Spurs play, I wonder if there is a fantastic joy inside the dressing room, and what's going to happen with Bale coming into that. Lots of question marks, and that's only fair to wonder. But yeah, we have the right, and all Spurs fans have the right to be optimistic, but we'll have to wait to have all those answers.
Frank, it's interesting that you mentioned the recent struggles for Spurs. I mean, if you're Gareth Bale, how excited are you to be playing for a guy like Jose Mourinho, given what we've seen for the last 6 months, how little this team has produced in attack?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Bale thinks that he will have a word to Mourinho, the way he wants to play, maybe the way his team was going to play. He's going to create a reaction coming into the dressing room, push his teammate forward, and see how Mourinho behave also, because he seems to be more Levy ideas than Mourinho ideas to bring Bale to Spurs. So we'll see. Mourinho is a stubborn person, so I don't know how he will welcome Bale, but I think he will have no other way to do so is to make sure that he brings everything to please Bale, to make sure he put him in the best situation to give Bale 100% of a leadership to his former new team.
So we know that Mourinho's stubborn, according to Frank. We know Gareth Bale's very headstrong. We've just seen it for the last few years in Madrid. Jules, is there something simmering here? Could we be headed towards some fireworks?
It could be interesting, really interesting. And I think what's also fascinating is that for the viewers who've watched the Spurs documentary, there's something that comes back a lot, and it's what Mourinho is saying to his own players. And I'm not going to repeat the word, but he says the C words a lot. And clearly he thinks that this Spurs squad is far too nice. Those players are too nice. They're always nice. They're nice on the pitch, they're nice off the pitch. Gareth Bale is a really nice guy. He's not the C word. He's not the C word that Mourinho wants in his squad. So you're right, there might be a clash somewhere where Gareth Bale, as talented as he is as a footballer and as great as he is, maybe he's not the kind of character that Mourinho really wants to have in his dressing room right now, because as we see in the documentary, he's not happy. He's not happy with the character. Last weekend, he wasn't happy with the character. The players were lazy. They had the wrong mindset. They had the wrong attitude, etc., etc. And I think if Gareth Bale doesn't really, go against that, and if he's like the others in the terms of attitude and everything, I think Mourinho could lose it with him, like we've seen him losing it with Ndombele, with Dele Alli, and with others already since he arrived at Spurs less than a year ago.
In addition to Bale, looks like Spurs close to adding Sergio Reguilón, the left back. When we did our preview shows, just a week ago, nobody had Spurs in the top 4, and I think maybe only 1 or 2 might have even had Spurs top 6. What do those 2 additions do for you, Frank? Is Spurs now a top 4 team if they can land both those players?
Well, when we see the first 11, I mean, you have as I said before, the right to think that Spurs is going to go better. But I don't know how the chemistry will go with all those players. Reguilón will have to set up to a new championship, a new type of football, harder than he normally knows, with the Spanish one. Everything seems to be better, for Spurs. But again, we'll see what will be Mourinho's tactic, because the problem is not maybe the players who are too kind, too nice, but everybody agrees that the main problem is Mourinho. What's going on with Mourinho, with his way of seeing football, his tactic, only defensive, when now you have like 3 fantastic worldwide players at front? Will he change something? I'm not sure about that. So that's another point. And everybody is very excited to see how he's going to react to the fact that he has 2 new players who are going to bring something forward. Will he go with that, or will he stay with his normal tactic, which is I think about defending, and maybe I react according to what's going on during the game?
Jules, it's a fair point. Spurs aren't known as a club that's going to splash a lot of money. If they give Mourinho these toys, the pressure is all on him now, isn't it?
It is, but I think it was before. I mean, for me, just quickly to come back on Reguilón, for me, that's one of the signing of the summer. There's no doubt. It's a great coup. I think they need to be praised and they need to be applauded for signing Reguilón ahead of Manchester United, ahead of a lot of other clubs. And for 30 million euros, I think it's an absolute bargain. And I think well done to Spurs because he's going to be a fantastic left back for him. There's just no doubt. And then the pressure on Mourinho, but the pressure I think was there since he arrived. Let's not forget that after he arrived, the points per game that Spurs had been really, really good. And I think it was the third best in the league from the moment he came in until the end with the pandemic outbreak and everything and the injury of Kane. And I think if you look at the games with Kane, the points per game is even better. So he was doing some good things. In the end, it was maybe a bit underwhelming, but I think the pressure was already there from day one because everybody thought that he would not succeed there, that it was going to be a car crash, and it's still there for now. So I think the pressure was there, it's still there. Maybe it's more than Bale and Reguilón are coming, and that the team will look stronger than what it was a week ago. And then he will have to certainly give results and play maybe in a more attractive way than what he's been doing for the last year.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.